So I'm basically in the middle of a chapter, but I thought that I would take a moment to make a video and go over a little bit of the book that I'm reading. If you don't know, this is Neil Gaiman, who wrote the book Coraline. He has this book. It was recommended to me from someone I know. They let me know that, if I liked Coraline, that I would like this. So I bought it to see, how I felt about it. This is the 10th anniversary edition. I didn't get a hardback. I'm not sure if it has a hardback. You can see I'm kind of bending the spine a bit. I've had this for a couple of years. I've just gotten so busy that I just can't really take the time to sit down and read. So, this is the back of the book. It's a little beat up right here, but like I said, I've had this for a couple of years now. So if you want to read what, the synopsis says. But, okay, so it's got its cute little seal on it. The words, they're so tiny, and they kind of bubbled a little. You can kind of feel some little texture to them. Same with this, the graveyard book. I don't know why they have a period there, but okay. And then his name as well. I think this is supposed to be some sort of headstone, like a tombstone. I'm not too sure. And then it kind of shows you on the side. So I'm like a quarter of the way through. I've read quite a bit the past couple of days. In my guest room, I have like a couch that folds out into a bed, and I'm actually sitting on it right now. But this folds out. Excuse all the cat hair and the cat litter. I have 3 cats, but so I'll be in my guest room, and usually I'll be reading on the treadmill. I have a treadmill right next to us. I go on that sometimes, and I'll on a slow speed. I'll read a book and go for a walk. So let's just go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna see if I can do this with one hand. I've never done this before where I've recorded and read a book at the same time, so this is my husband's business. So I use it. It's a sticker, but I use it as a bookmark because I didn't want to put it on anything, and I thought it'd be nice to use it as something I see anytime I read. Anyways, okay. I think I might do a soft spoken as I read. I just feel that I don't know. I feel that whispering a book might be a little hard, but anyways, I might even pronounce some of these names completely, like Ebenezer Bulger, I would say. So, Ebenezer Bulger had seen some odd types in his time. If you owned a shop like Ebenezer's, you'd see them too. The shop in the warren of the streets in the old town, a little bit antique shops, a little bit junk shop, a little bit pawnbrokers. Pawnbrokers? Yeah, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. and not even Abanazar himself was entirely certain which bit was which. Brought odd types and strange people, some of them wanting to buy, some of them needing to sell. Abanazar Bulger traded over the counter, buying and selling, and he did a better trade behind the counter and in the back room, accepting objects that may not have been acquired entirely honestly and then quietly shifting them on. His business was an iceberg. Only the dusty little shop was visible on the surface. The rest of it was underneath, and that was just how Abanazar Bulger wanted it. Abanazar Bulger had thick spectacles and a permanent expression of mild distaste, as if he had just realized that the milk in his tea had been on the return, and he could not get the sour taste of it out of his mouth. The expression served him well when people tried to sell him things. My cat's come to join. Her name is Sassafras. Anyhow. Honestly, he would tell them, sour-faced, it's not really worth anything at all. I'll give you what I can, though, as it has sentimental value. You were lucky to get anything like that, like what you thought you wanted from Abanazar Bulger. A business like Abanazar Bulger's brought in strange people, but the boy who came in that morning was one of the strangest Abanazar could remember in a lifetime of cheating strange people out of their valuables. He looked to be about 7 years old and dressed in his grandfather's clothes. He smelled like a shed. His hair was long and shaggy, and he seemed extremely grave. His hands were deep in the pockets of a dusty brown jacket, but even with the hands out of sight, Abanazar could see that something was clutched extremely tightly, protectively, in the boy's right hand. "Excuse me," said the boy. "Aye, aye, Sonny Jim," said Abanazar Bulger warily. Kids, he thought. Either they've nicked something or they're trying to sell their toys. Either way, he usually said no. Buy stolen property from a kid, and next thing you knew, you'd have an enraged adult accusing you of having given little Johnny or Matilda a tenner for their wedding ring. More trouble than they was worth, kids. "I need something for a friend of mine," said the boy, "and I thought maybe you could buy something I've got." "I don't buy stuff from kids," said Abanazar Bulger flatly. Bod took his hand out of his pocket and put the brooch down on the grimy countertop. Bulger glanced down at it, then he looked at it. He removed his spectacles. He took an eyepiece from the countertop and he screwed it into his eye. He turned on a little light on the counter and examined the brooch through the eyeglass. "Snakestone?" he said to himself, not to the boy. Then he took the eyepiece out, replaced his glasses, and fixed the boy with a sour and suspicious look. "Where did you get this?" said Abanazar Bulger. Abanazar Bulger asked. "I'm so sorry. I've been stumbling over my words all day today. That's kind of why I tried to read out loud, just so that I can, pronounce words and just keep my vocabulary sharp. I used to read a lot as a kid. There were times where I would probably read this book in a whole day. But like I said, I'm always so busy I don't have the time to do that anymore." Bod said, "Don't you want to buy it?" "You stole it. You've nicked it from a museum or somewhere, didn't you?" "No," said Bod flatly. "Are you going to buy it, or shall I go and find somebody who will?" Abanazar Bulger's sour mood changed then. Suddenly, he was all affability. He smiled broadly. "I'm sorry," he said. "It's just you don't see many pieces like this. Not in a shop like this. Not outside of a museum. But I would certainly like it. Tell you what. Why don't we sit down over tea and biscuits? I've got a packet of chocolate chip cookies in the back room, and decide how much something like this is worth, eh? Bod was relieved that the man was finally being friendly. I need enough to buy a stone, he said. A headstone for a friend of mine. Well, she's not really my friend, just someone I know. I think she helped make my leg better, you see. Ebenezer Bulger, paying little attention to the boy's prattle, led him behind the counter and opened the door to the storeroom, a windowless little space, every inch of which was crammed high with teetering cardboard boxes, each filled with junk. There was a safe in there, in the corner, a big old one. There was a box filled with violins, an accumulation of stuffed dead animals, chairs without seats, books and prints. There was a small desk beside the door, and Ebenezer Bulger pulled up the only chair and sat down, letting Bod stand. Ebenezer rummaged in a drawer in which Bod could see a half-empty bottle of whiskey, and pulled out an almost finished packet of chocolate chip cookies, and he offered one to the boy. He turned on the desk light, looked at the brooch again, and the swirls of red and orange in the stone, and he examined the black metal band that encircled it, suppressing a little shiver at the expression on the heads of the snake things. This is old, he said. It's priceless, he thought. Probably not really worth much, but you never know. Bod's face fell. Ebenezer Bulger tried to look reassuring. I just need to know that it's not stolen, though, before I can give you a penny. Did you take it from your mom's dresser? Nick it from a museum? You can tell me. I'll not get you into trouble. I just need to know. Bod shook his head. He munched on his cookie. Then where did you get it? Bod said nothing. Ebenezer Bulger did not want to put down the brooch, but he pushed it across the desk to the boy. If you can't tell me, he said, you'd better take it back. There has to be trust on both sides after all. Nice doing business with you. Sorry I couldn't go any further. Bod looked worried. Then he said, I found it in an old grave, but I can't say where. He stopped. Because naked and greed and excitement had replaced the friendship, the friendliness on Ebenezer Bulger's face. I'm not even sure how long all of this is. These chapters are fairly long, so I'm already like I said, I'm already halfway through it, and I still have, oh my gosh, I thought I was done. So I still have all this to read, so you're talking another, oh my gosh, 20 something pages. Okay, well, I was just gonna leave that in there. I didn't realize how much longer it was going to be. I'm trying not to okay, I wanted to grab the bookmark before it shut on me. So, I will leave that there. Hopefully that was enough to get you by. It was just a couple pages, but I mean, I had initially already read, oh my lordy, that's a long chapter. I had read all of this, so from page 99 to 124, that was already the start of that chapter. And that one's called The Witch's Headstone, which hence that he's getting the headstone with Ebenezer. And then, yeah, I've got another few till we get, man, that was a long chapter. I'm not even sure how many chapters are in this book. I love that sound. Silly me. Isn't there a table of contents? Oh yeah, see. All his other books. I guess I can like go down the line and see, you know, what sounds intriguing. Like maybe Stardust, Unnatural Creatures, Blueberry Girl, The Dangerous Alphabet. The Day I Saw My Dad for I don't know how, I don't know if these are like all in the same, I don't want to say realm, but like category of things. I don't know if like they are like thrilling or eerie, or I'm not too sure. Okay, so here's the table of contents. We're in the middle of Witch's Headstone, and it looks like there's only 8 chapters, and then whatever the special features are. I remember being a kid, and a lot of the times I would get books and I would go to the back of the books, not the back, but like somewhere in here, I don't know what these are. So, okay, so those are just sketches. I think this is just like them putting the book together, which is actually kind of cool. Yeah, I like that. I don't know how much of this there is. Oh, maybe that's, okay, so that's like something that he wrote. The story behind it. I'm thinking, I guess that's the end of it. I don't know. I can't see if I don't think. I think that's his second. Something that Neil wrote for, yeah. Okay, so it's his speech. And then I'm gonna say, it's acknowledgement. So there's a lot of extra stuff. That's pretty. I don't know what that's about. I'm gonna say, yeah, this is the end of it. So I used to go to, that's a lot of extra extra things they put in there. Yeah, I used to go to the back of the book. This was my whole point. I used to go to the back of the books that I was reading, and I would read the last page to see what the book was about and how it ended. And I would basically spoil it for myself. I would still read the book, don't get me wrong, but definitely ruin it for myself, of course. Yeah, I guess they tell you here that that's what it includes, the foreword and the sketches and his acceptance speech that was in the back. But thank you for joining me. Again, this is my first ASMR video. I've tried to record a bunch before. This is all recorded on my phone. I don't have time to do it, and I just felt silly with a lot of the things that I tried to do. I tried to do role plays and, I don't know, silly things. I tried not to, excuse me, I wouldn't show my face. I tried not to show my face, but it was kind of hard. And then I would have to edit out things where like my face would show up, and it was just a little frustrating. So I might keep it at like point of view style. I don't know if that's something that many people like. Again, I've been trying to do ASMR videos for years, but maybe a handful, and I don't know. I've been watching them for half of my life. I'm 32, I'll be 33 this year, and I think I started watching ASMR videos, roughly around like, maybe I was 15, 16. Yeah, I don't know how I got into them, but I wish I did, because I don't know what made me like go onto YouTube to watch videos of ASMR. So that's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of intriguing, fascinating to like know that I've known about it half my life. But yeah. So the Graveyard Book. Let me know if any of you have read it, what you think of it. Don't spoil it for me. Again, I'm not quite done with it. Almost halfway through. I guess you could say halfway because I'm in chapter 4 and there's 8 chapters. So, but I'm hoping that the footage of this was decent, that the sound of all of this was decent. Again, I'm recording this on my cell phone, so I'm not really sure. Anyhow, yeah, if any of you have read this, let me know what you think. If you've read any other Neil Gaiman books, let me know what you would recommend. I definitely like things that are thrilling, eerie, suspenseful. Yeah, I guess like ghost related. I read another book, it was a little ghost related. It was called The Ghost Sitter. So that one I read years ago. I don't remember the author, but that one was a good book. But yeah, if you have any other recommendations, even if it's not Neil Gaiman, but yeah, if you've read any of these Neil Gaiman books, I don't know what this Chew books. I don't know. I've never heard of those. But yeah, I don't. Any recommendations are definitely appreciated. So thank you guys for joining me. Let me know whether whisper or soft spoken is better for you, and I'll try and do that accordingly. I hope you have a good rest of your day or night, and be safe.